All right.
All
Joseph
right.
is driving
I'm driving. I'm on State Route 11 north.
north to Marietta.
Yeah. I
And yeah, you preparing for a trip? Tell us about your trip.
yeah, I'm going home to my parents' rental house so that they can drive me to the airport tomorrow. And tomorrow I'm flying to Rwanda, but I have a layover in Amsterdam, and so it'll be 8 hours to Amsterdam, 4-hour layover, 8 hours to Rwanda, and then we'll see. I'm doing a study abroad, getting journalism and history credit. We'll see how it goes. It should be a movie.
Nice. Okay, so what's the deal with Rwanda? I don't know much about Rwanda. I feel like a lot of people probably just don't either. There's like that movie Hotel Rwanda. That's like the only thing I can like grasp at.
I haven't seen that movie, but I've heard a lot of good things.
Yeah.
I mean, it's just an African country,
All right,
and
where on Africa is it?
I think it's like Northwest Africa,
All right.
and they had a big genocide. I think in the 80s,
Okay.
and I think basically the spark notes are Tutsi versus Hutu. The Tutsi were a minority, but they were given power by like colonial powers. So historically, I guess they were like the oppressors,
Yeah.
but also a minority. And so when the majority ethnicity took over, there was like a very quick or I guess not even quick. I guess it was kind of gradual propaganda and just growing tensions, and then over the course of 100 days, they killed. I think it's like 600,000 to 800,000 Tutsis.
Jeez.
Uh, so yeah, that's aside from the contested genocide of Israel. That's like the most modern genocide.
Jeez. Um, there's been like a lot of genocides though, hasn't there? I feel like there's just some that we hear about more, but like so that's one that like I don't hear about much. I might have heard about it once or twice and then forgot.
I mean, I know. Yeah, well, I mean, that's how it goes with all tragedies, right? We just want to hear about them and then
We're
be like,
just
"Wow, it's crazy," and
desensitized.
move on.
Yeah, but it's also like all the different histories. It's like that's not necessarily my history. It's like you can't, it's like it's almost like too much for my brain to handle. Like I can't take
Oh
on
yeah,
the plight of like every person on the earth. Like I'm just trying to like
that's true. I
I think I'd go
know.
crazy.
Other than other than Rwandan genocide, I know the Armenian genocide and then the Palestinian genocide. I don't know what else is. I guess the Holocaust.
Well, everyone keeps talking about the is it the Albanian?
I thought
There's
it was
like
our Armenian.
oh, okay, that's it. You're right, my bad.
I thought that was Turkey and Armenia or whatever.
Yeah,
But
but it seems like they're endless. So like, there's also the story about Mao Zedong, like killed like I don't know, like half more than half of his population just because he like starved him out because I don't know, it was like a good move for him politically, and, like power wise. Um, and I don't know. I feel like there's a million other stories like that. I don't. I'm not a scholar on the matter, but
yeah, bad shit happening everywhere.
yeah. Anyways, cool. So you're gonna be like writing articles, papers. This is like a journalism thing. Like, what is this? How's this gonna be tied to your credits?
Yeah, it's a history credit where we like go in class and learn about what happened and learn about like what led up to it, I think. And then there's also the journalism credit, which is like I think it's going to be very boots on the ground, meeting people, doing interviews, going to historical sites and all that.
Wow, that sounds pretty cool.
Yeah, I'm very excited. It's going to be my first time in a different continent.
Yeah.
And then I'm gonna I'm gonna hang out in Amsterdam on the way back.
Yeah,
A
why
little
Amsterdam?
relaxing week for myself. It's just where my layover was, and I was like, I've heard good things about Amsterdam. I'll check it out.
Oh, okay. So you just said I'll just have like a 6-day layover.
Yeah, basically. I haven't booked a hotel or anything, but we'll figure it out. Should be cool.
That's awesome. I spent like 2 weeks in Amsterdam one time, and it was very nice in college.
Oh, was this what was that for?
I had an internship there, but it was only 2 week long, so it was like a weird thing where I just like went into someone's office and like did some like side work for them. Um,
That's cool.
yeah, but they actually paid for my stay there, which was very generous. It was like a hookup. My stepdad like was they're like partners with him, and it was kind of like he was like, "Hey, you guys want to hook me up? Like, give my stepson this cool experience." So they
That
hooked it up.
sounds great. That sounds dope.
Yeah, it was
Did
really
you bike
awesome.
around?
Yeah, I biked everywhere. And I
That's
broke the
awesome.
bike. So the company actually gave me a bike too that I could use while I was there. And I broke it like twice. And I got lost. So the first night I had the bike, I just like rode endlessly into nowhere and got lost and had to like figure out my way back. Which I made it back. I just ended up being out like for hours longer than I thought. So that was fun. But I like really immersed myself in the city, so that was kind of cool. And then like later in the week, I like um crashed the bike into like a pole or something and like broke one of the spokes and had to like go get it repaired before I returned it. And so that was dumb. Yeah, and then
That's funny.
at the Airbnb, not it was like an Airbnb or whatever it was that I was staying. It was just somebody's um apartment, and I slipped in the shower and like broke something, and the company like messaged me. They're like, "Hey, the tenant is saying you broke this," and it was just kind of it felt like kind of a calamity, but it was a super fun time. I think I was just kind of young and dumb, and it's just like
Just
culture
broke a bunch of
shock.
shit.
Yeah, I broke a lot of stuff. I got lost a few times. I thought I was gonna miss my flight, so I was like knocking on people's doors, like, "Hey, can I use your phone?" And they were like, so, it was like not normal for like someone like a foreigner to like knock on your door, just some random person in the city. And I don't know, it was just crazy. But that's how you learn, I guess.
Yeah,
Gotta have those
that's funny.
experiences.
That's cool.
Fun stuff. So
Well,
yeah.
I watched a video about the CIA. I watched it was a video called "The CIA's Greatest Hits" by Volksgeist. It
Okay.
was a it was a banger of a vid. I
Yeah.
learned about some stuff I already knew about. Learned about some new stuff. Um, but yeah, that's a scary entity. And I don't know
Yeah, it's
I
like
don't know what to think about them.
that's what Republicans call the swamp. I mean, there's more to the swamp, but like that's like they have like no oversight. They just kind of do what they want, and they just I don't know. They're like a giant mafia. And there's also there's like a strong history between the mafia and the CIA, and they were like interchangeable. So it's like the CIA kind of like ran the mafia slash partnered with them, and basically they both just conducted business in the same style, like that mafia style. That's what it seems like anyway.
I didn't know about that.
Yeah.
That wasn't part of the greatest hits, but I believe it. What's the deal? What's the deal with JFK? Why do you think that they killed him?
I think one of the main reasons well, I think he wanted to control the CIA a little bit. I think he wanted to like create oversight and like more transparency with them. I think that was one of the things. Am I wrong on that? Do you remember? But another big thing is that
I don't know.
there's like a few things that people point to. I think that was one of them. Another one is that he wanted to change the Federal Reserve and get America back onto like some kind of a gold standard or like at least controlling their own printing so the Federal Reserve didn't have all the power to like, fluctuate our economy. And then the other one is the Bay of Pigs everyone points to where he didn't agree. I think this is involved the CIA too. The CIA possibly like had this mission planned out and they brought it to him like last minute and he didn't approve of it. And he like didn't provide air support and the military
Yeah,
was
and it was
like
a huge failure.
and yeah, and then like all these men died, and JFK, I guess his stance was like, you never like consulted me about this. You went behind my back, so I don't know, it was kind of like a big fumble, and yeah, so those are the reasons that I've heard of.
Interesting.
So they shot his ass.
Yeah, I mean, I don't doubt that. I think there's some crazy shit going on with that.
So here, okay, this is an interesting thread, and I wonder what your stance is. You know how people say that Trump's assassination attempts were staged?
Yeah,
I think that's so interesting. First of all, it's crazy that bullets actually flew and missed him and like killed people behind him. Like that seems like too much for his staged event, especially just because the margin of error they could have actually killed him if they weren't trying to kill him.
yeah,
Um, but also it makes me think of like JFK and like how much reverence everyone has for JFK, and everyone's like JFK went against the grain and he wasn't controllable. So they shot him, and that's like the simplified story in everyone's head. So then if you see Trump trying to get assassinated, you think like, oh, he's just like JFK in that he's going against the swamp. He's not controllable, so he must be fighting for us. And I think that is an interesting angle because that makes a lot of sense. However, I still don't think it's like the staging of like shoot him in the ear. Like you can't just like shoot him in the ear. That's crazy. So I don't really know. But
yeah.
then,
I'm not sure. I do see a lot of merit in like faking an assassination attempt to just make you look stronger and like garner support.
yeah.
But it's also so hard to do. I don't know. I don't know. It'd be crazy for him to like plan that out. But I do see the
Well,
benefits.
the second one seems crazy. The first one and this most recent one seems like they could have been staged because they weren't real thought out. They caught him before that he was in any like real danger.
Oh, was this the press event,
Yeah, like the guy like tried
the
to like
correspondence dinner?
yeah, he like I think he did shoot a Secret Service agent and was trying to like book it to Trump to like get to Trump, and they like tackled him down before that. I didn't look at all the details. That was what I gathered. Um, but it seems like not well thought out plan. And there's another one where there's a guy like had his rifle tip pointing out of a bush while Trump was on the golf course, and the Secret Service like found him, and then he ran and they like tracked him down or whatever. And that one is also like kind of just like a dumb. It's like you could have staged that.
Yeah,
Um,
I think there's benefits to staging it, but I also think like he did just like mislead so many voters in a way that would make dumb people want to try to assassinate him.
yeah, yeah, that's true. And I
So
wonder,
I don't know.
it's crazy. I don't know. The assassinations are an interesting psyop. The Charlie Kirk one is crazy too. Everyone is saying that one it like doesn't add up.
Do you think that one was staged or paid for by Israel or something?
Yeah, I think it probably was not a lone gunman. I think it was like Israel or the CIA or these like powerful like secret entities that didn't like what
I
Charlie was
think
saying,
the,
or just want to
the
make a
biggest thing
psyop out
I
of him.
believe in. Go ahead.
Or just want to make a psyop. It's not that they even like yeah, they probably didn't like what he was saying and he wasn't like controllable, but also they wanted to like make a point. Like it's like a traumatic event to just like I don't know, it's almost like you're trying to traumatize the people that followed him and like kind of break everyone. Like it seems like that's maybe what they're going for too.
I
But
don't know
that's
about
highly
all that. I
speculative.
do. I think that the CIA does like push uh, malleable people into doing things like that, and they kind of uh, like they do like entrapment on these impressionable individuals, and they try to frame it as some kind of political thing when it really is just some insane person that wants to kill somebody.
Yeah, well, MK Ultra too. That was that on your greatest hits?
Oh yeah, of course.
So MK Ultra is like validated like that. They were definitely were doing that. So it's on. I wonder
The
if they
craziest thing about that is like all the confirmed stuff that we know is just from the documents that they failed to shred, like they overlooked.
really.
So it's like there's way more shit because it was like decades long. And
Yeah,
so the fact that what we know, like that they dosed American citizens with LSD and drove people insane, and there's like actual relatives of people who went through this who are saying like their brothers or moms or whatever just are not people anymore.
Yeah.
And that's the few documents that didn't get erased, that weren't like, oh, we need to get rid of this for sure. Like, that's fucking crazy.
Yeah, and it's like probably just the tip of the iceberg. Like we're just getting crumbs.
Yeah.
Um, so I don't know. It's just another weird part of society that it seems so common. Like everyone's talking about this, but it's just. I mean, like, well, what are we gonna do about it? I don't know.
I have no idea what we're supposed to do about it. I also think there's like an overwhelming like pushback on leftist movements, and I'm not saying that from like a two-party perspective. Like socialist and communist states outside of the U.S. in the Western Hemisphere are like completely demolished by our government and by the CIA specifically, and it's like there's some kind of agenda there
Yeah,
that's just allowing us to keep being in the system that isn't most optimal or whatever.
yeah,
And I don't know,
100%.
it's weird and scary, and it's like, what are we supposed to do about that?
I don't know. I mean, truly don't know. And the thing they say is like, yeah, but our economy's dope because, and it's like that sounds like trite or like useless, but I mean, most people that is what they care about. They're like, well, can I retire? Can I just like feed my family? Like that is kind of like they're just like leave us in the survival mode of like, you need us. Like we have a great
Yeah,
GDP. You can't live without
yeah.
us. I think that's the
We need your
story.
investments.
Yeah, it's like Pam Bondi. It's like, what about Epstein? It's like Pam Bondi's like, well, have you seen the stocks? Have you seen the Dow? It's so
Well,
high right
yeah,
now.
I totally get that, and I get like wanting to just be able to live and be comfortable or whatever. But also, aren't these numbers like inflated at this point? Like, isn't everyone saying that
Yes.
that normal people are losing the ability to retire
Yeah.
and just work and have like their jobs normally?
Yeah. You're 100%
Like,
right.
the numbers look big, but it's like 10 businesses that own all this money. It's not the employees.
Yes, it's the CEOs and they're like siphoning all the money and or it's like the C-suite executives, but everyone's like making minimum wage and like the majority of people are like really struggling. Even like middle class families, that like credit card debt is like through the roof in America, and that's scary because it's like no one has savings. Like the majority of people just like can't save money and they're like using their credit card to buy groceries, and now they have like tens of thousands of dollars or more in credit card debt, and like God forbid they have a lapse in insurance and they have like a serious medical situation and then it's like the bankruptcy
Yeah.
and everyone's like kind of just right there on the verge of it. And so yeah, I mean maybe that is, I mean, I don't know, I keep hearing things about like the CEOs are like trying to leave the planet or they're building bunkers or both, and it's like kind of like they're waiting for like they kind of see the bubble might be bursting. And I know that's like doom and gloom, but like that's a thread that's around.
Well, yeah, they also see their businesses being like the number one impact on the environment and our world in
Yes.
general. They're like, oh
Yeah.
shit, we need to get off this planet.
Yeah. They're like Earth is cooked because like we're selling everyone forever chemicals and these like plastic pieces that never die. Like Earth is like eternally fucked and there's no going back, and it's like they are the problem. So they're just gonna leave. They're just gonna let us stay here on this polluted pile of shit.
Yeah. I don't understand how like political commentators of the new generation don't just like always resort to like doomerism.
Yeah, how can you be so wrapped up in it and not? But Tucker Carlson is like talking about the Bible and UFOs, and it's like I think it's getting to people. People are kind of losing it, and all the prophecies, like all these elite people and politicians, are actively spinning narratives to appeal to everyone's sense of the apocalyptic end times that are like written in the Bible. So it's like, why are you doing all this? Like, there's always a reason why they're spinning this. So like, why do they want us to think the apocalypse is coming? I think that's an interesting question.
Yeah, yeah. I don't know. I mean, I think there is like like I always say, there's like the archetypes of everything that's gonna happen. Like history repeats itself or whatever, and there's gonna be end time imagery and symbolism that people are gonna talk about and latch on to. And I think it's somewhat important, but I also think it's like a way to just be like, well, everything's fucked. We can't do anything, and I really don't want to do that.
Yeah, I don't know.
So I don't know.
I really think it's just like turning your head. But I mean, I come to that conclusion every time. But then again, you're like so dependent. Like I don't know. We need to like figure out our own currency of like gold schmeckles and like trade with each other the vegetables in our garden. I don't know. I don't know how else to think about it. Like I'm kind of um like I feel like I come to that conclusion every time, and I'm kind of like this isn't good enough, or like this just feels like not enough. But I don't know what else
Yeah,
there is.
I you reminded me when you said gold schmeckles. You reminded me of this thing I heard about how like capitalist propaganda has worked its way into history, and basically like people always talk about how before currency people would barter and trade things,
Yeah.
but like in reality people would just do things out of like they do favors and expect the same back to them, and it's not like a one for one thing. It's like a give as you can and do what you can, and you'll receive what you need also. And that's like utopian communism stuff, but it's like before money and markets and you know this idea of individualism, like that is what was happening, and it's been spun retroactively into like we needed money so we could continue producing and making and making and making and all that stuff.
Yeah. I mean, I think what that reminds me of is like like back in the olden times, or if you're in like a village or something, there's no like saving money, investing money, hoarding money. Like that doesn't exist. You're just like going out and like doing your daily work, and you're sharing with your community, and you're helping each other. You know, it's like Amish lifestyle. I feel like we just need
Yeah,
An Amish revival, like Amish, like kind of like take the religious out of it, but like make the lifestyle to where it just like kind of takes over, and we all are like become like hybrid Amish to some degree. Like we need to give these guys a podcast or like some kind of a voice to like help us get back to like we can build our own barns and like help each other in the community and like
yeah.
grow our own food. And like not rely on electricity, like figure out how we can do without do without it if we need to, like not that we have to like go that revolutionary, but
I don't know. I like that. There's
yeah.
this video I have in my watch later on YouTube that's like how to be an ungovernable revolutionary uh, do it yourself guy, and it's like this guy talking about how he like made his house self sustaining and shit.
Yeah.
That stuff is cool. Have you been keeping up with my cousin's like compound?
No.
Uh,
Oh, in where do they live? Yeah, no,
in
what are they doing out
Loganville.
there?
So they bought this big plot of land. My aunt, my grandma, and my cousin, and all of their family are like they're out here on this compound, and they have like a farm now. They have cows and farm dogs, and they're gonna build like a food garden and just like a plants garden, and I don't know. It seems dope.
Yeah, that's the dream. I feel like I just am like saving up to do that, but
Yeah, you've been talking about that. What's the 5 year?
I mean, dude, I gotta just save money. 5 years, it looks like 5 years of saving money, and then maybe after 5 years I can do that. But like, I don't know. I guess I'm trying to figure out a way to make it accessible for everyone because not everyone can really do that. Like, I'm wondering, like, how can we structure communities so that you don't necessarily have to go buy your own land and like kind of shut yourself down and have your own sustainable thing. Like, how do we make the communities that already exist
Yeah,
operate more like that? And that's like such a challenge
it's
because not
so
everyone's on
it's
that page.
Yeah, it's
So
like impossible now because everyone's on their phone.
yeah, everyone's on their phone and everyone's just so like I don't know, cookie cutter yards and like I know some of my neighbors, but like I don't know them that well. It's not like we like meet up all the time. I've met them, I've gone over and met them, but it's just not a community.
I mean, that's something you could do, I guess.
I guess I don't know if this is my community. I feel like I need to find better neighbors. I also think I might be moving into an apartment soon, and which feels even
Oh
harder to
shit!
do that.
When's your lease run out?
September.
Dang, you're looking for a new place.
Yeah.
Well, that's cool. It's a little sad, but
I mean, no. I don't know. I'm excited. Why is it sad?
you're leaving a spot. You know,
Yeah.
that's that's something.
Yeah.
I think
Um
I think I don't know. I guess it's hard to like befriend your neighbors when everyone just drives everywhere and there's no like
yeah.
you have to. We talked about this in my lobbying class about like how interest groups arise. You have to have like constant interactions,
Yes.
which you can do with your 4 part-time jobs to some extent.
Yes.
But I don't know. It takes a lot of effort and work, and a lot of people aren't even going to reciprocate. So I don't know. It's scary and it's hard.
I mean, I think part of it I've thought about like I don't know if I want to live in Denver forever, so you think of like other communities that just are already, you know, like on this like thought. Like they're kind of already trying to do this stuff. Like they are out there. It's just like I don't know if I want to be in Denver forever. Denver like doesn't have that mindset at all.
Do you
Denver's
think
kind of
it's a
weird.
city, like a city specific kind of thing?
Yeah, I think I
Is
mean,
it?
it's community specific. It's like every community has its own bubble, its own like, vibe of like what their beliefs and values are. Not everyone is going to follow that 100%, but like there's just it attracts certain people with those certain like mindsets. So if you go to different communities, they just have like different values just because people like naturally are attracted to them.
Yeah. So what do you? Where do you think? Where are you thinking?
I I don't know. I'm kind of drawing a blank. I just feel like I've moved so many times that now I'm like kind of jaded and I'm like I don't know. Like I want to find a place that would be a good place long term, but it's like I just don't feel like I can make an educated guess. It's like do I have to like go every fucking where to figure out where I want to be? Like that also sounds like an impossible task.
I think you got to be cognizant of the fact that the grass is always greener
Yes.
to your head, and it's like, or is it the place, or is it just what the is it just the moment?
Yes. No, I think that's 100% the challenge and the struggle. But what do you mean? Is it a place or is it the moment? I mean, that's so hard to tell. Like, how do you know?
I think, well, to me, it doesn't seem like it's such a regional thing. I think people talk about like Southern values, and maybe people are more friendly or less friendly. Like Jenna thinks that people are way more friendly in Denver, and you obviously don't think that. And I find that a lot of people in the South are like, if you are like a fucking white guy that like likes football or whatever, like you can easily have a community and you can talk to anyone. But there's also people who aren't going to fit in. So it's like there's the community aspect of the place and like the ability of that place to cater to your need for community. But it's also, you know, a couple months of the year you're just going to feel like shit, and you're going to be like, you're going to feel alone, or you're going to feel unmotivated in whatever's going on. And it's, there's I think you just have to like feel that and not blame anything.
Yeah, I think you're right. Honestly, I think you're right. And
I don't know. You gotta. Oh shit! You gotta like play basketball or something. You gotta do something where you're guaranteed a community.
Yeah, no, that's definitely been on my mind. Um, I'm going to this like public pickleball court, and there's
Yeah,
so
how's
many
that
people
going?
there. It's going good. I'm getting better and better, and that feels nice. And this public pickleball court is like, I think when I first went, like last year, maybe this time last year, I was like intimidated because there's so many people, and I was new to the sport, and I was like getting,
Hilarious sport to be intimidated about.
yeah, it is. But like people there, there's some people that are like really fucking good, and like if you try to play with them, they don't want to play with you. So I felt that,
Yeah.
and I was like, damn, I'm like out of place. But now I'm like coming. I'm just like had a new refresh. I'm in a better spot, and I've just been like trying to meet people there actively because I'm just like looking around, like who looks like they're acting shy, they're here alone, they're feeling anxious, they're not talking to anyone, and I go up to them, and I try to talk to them. At
Oh,
least
that's
that's what I did
good. That's
yesterday.
beautiful.
I know, right? Because now in that instant, I'm like their hero, and so they're like just so happy to like have a conversation when they're feeling kind of just like intimidated because you're like standing around waiting for your game, and there's so many people here that you have to like kind of wait sometimes like 10 or 15 minutes to get the next game. um so yeah, and I'm connected with two different people yesterday, and it was great, so I'm trying to keep that wave going.
That's good. That's really good stuff.
Yeah, because I
I've been
think,
doing that.
go
Oh,
ahead.
go ahead.
No, you go.
I've been doing that with rock climbing. I've been rock climbing a bunch recently, and it's like, you see a person once, maybe say a few words, and then you see them next time, and you talk more. You talk about like the route you're doing, and there's so many opportunities for that. That's how it was with like the music scene in Athens too, and I don't know, it's interesting and fun and new, and I'm making new friends, and it's great.
That's great. Yeah, I think that's like one of the one of like the best things about life. I don't know how to say it. One of like that's like one of the most important parts about life. I don't know what it is, but I feel like it's so important. I think I like personally, I think I have a capacity for like building community. I think it's just been stunted in the past like 3 years, and so I'm trying to just like remember it because I feel like
Yeah,
I'm good at it, but I just like
bring it
haven't
back,
bringing it back. So
stretch
feels
that
good.
muscle.
Also, the rock climbing here is incredible. You should definitely come visit, and we'll go rock climbing. We'll get like a, I don't know what kind of passes they'll do, like a week pass or something. But some of these gyms out here are insane. Not the outside. I mean, the outdoor stuff obviously is insane too. But I just don't. I'm like not the gym I can take you
Yeah,
to.
bet. Uh, Me and Sarah were talking about going to Denver, and she's also super into rock climbing, so we might come in August.
Yeah, do it.
That would be cool. We can get some beers and get some bacon flights.
Hell yeah, we'll do it all. We'll get some tacos. I've been getting some nice tacos out here.
Okay.
Just been trying tacos everywhere, and they're all amazing.
Is this like an authentic Mexican community making tacos, or is it
Yeah,
like a?
yeah,
Because it
for sure.
seems to me like Denver would have some pretentious ass tacos.
Yep, they got it all, but there's a large Mexican community here, and they do a lot of food trucks. And so you kind of just like look around to see if they're like where they are. Usually they're in the same spot, but that seems to be like the more authentic way to go is like find food trucks. And they only speak Spanish, and they'll like have it all ready for, and you can like add your toppings. And they'll give you like a big taco too. Like they'll give you like twice as much meat that you'll get if you like go to Chipotle or like some kind of commercial taco place.
Yeah,
So it's yeah, it's good.
that's dope. There's a taco place by my job called Tacos Los Plebes, and it is just amazing.
Yeah.
Just a classic taco, cilantro and onions.
Yes.
Get some al pastor. It's
Yeah.
just so good.
Yep. That's the
I
stuff.
love a simple taco.
I mean, I can't help myself. I always put all the toppings on there. They have these like pickled jalapenos here. They're so good. But there's like fresh. It's like homemade pickled. It's not just like a jar of pickles, a jar of jalapenos you get at the store. That like comes with like
Yeah,
carrots and other stuff. I don't know what they call that, but it's so good.
that sounds good. Yeah, I guess I'll talk to Sarah, and if she can't go, I'll come. I'll figure it out.
Yeah, for sure. Definitely come.
Come to the house while you and Jenna are still there before you leave forever.
Yeah, exactly.
That's cool. What's the deal with your upstairs neighbors? Do y'all talk?
I haven't talked to them. They've been kind of in and out of town. I haven't talked to them a lot lately. Um, yeah, I don't know. They're doing their own thing. I think they might move out soon too. Actually, that's what I heard.
Shit. Are you gonna have roommates in your apartment?
No.
You're gonna go single bedroom?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. Which I don't know. It's just like pros and cons of everything. Maybe I'll try to find like a setup like on top of our house where like you still get a yard and then I could like grow stuff and maybe that's the move. I don't know. But apartment like a one bedroom apartment does feel like kind of isolated. But it also feels peaceful, so pros and cons.
Yeah, I don't think living alone is the worst thing in the world.
No, I mean
At all.
it's nice. It has a lot of good stuff. But yeah. So what else is happening?
JD Vance came to UGA a while ago.
Yeah, did you go ask him questions?
No, I was busy. But he went, and there were like very few people in there, and he got heckled by some guy, and then uh, Erica Kirk didn't pull up because she thought she was scared for her life, which is crazy that she would say that, and then the vice president would still go. Like, what?
Why was she scared for her life? They had received threats or something?
No, it was fake, just because they knew not a lot of people were gonna come.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I
But
bet
it's like,
that's a card that she can pull since her husband got assassinated. She has that. It's like a trump card for her.
yeah, but who cares about her when the vice president is there? Like, it seems kind of counterintuitive.
Yeah, I don't know.
If she's gonna pull that card, JD Vance needs to, tap in on it.
I don't trust any of these people.
Fuck no, they're all like horrible. Also, they're like people are insider trading on war. I guess we talked about that already.
Oh yeah.
It's fucked. Shit is fucked.
Yeah, so like the
But
same people, the CIA infrastructure that is like, toppling regimes all over the place that they don't like, they're getting paid. They're like they have like investments in these like defense companies, and so every time they get a contract, their stocks go up and they get a huge payout. Same with the people in Congress. It's like same with the people who are launching these wars. It's really a business.
yeah, I mean it's all money. The business of America is lobbying, and the lobbying of America is politics. It's crazy. I what was I gonna say?
This is Babylon. I mean, this is like apocalyptic. If you think about like like the ethics and the values of like most people, like we are like he, maybe God should come and just wipe the slate, give us another flood because we just need to start over. Like it's not crazy to think that. I mean, it is crazy to think that, but like
I
it's
think I think some radical change politically would be good. I think that uh, some things have to. Well, Zizek Slovage or whatever says like uh, revolution can only happen if the outcome is unclear, and like people are so unhappy and unable to deal with the current circumstances that they topple whatever's happening. They topple the status quo in search of something without having that decided thing.
yeah, it's like revolution.
Yeah, and it's like the only slight chance of revolution ever working is if they don't already have a predetermined outcome and goal for it, because like I mean, from my understanding it's like because power corrupts, and the desire for power is indicative of negative circumstances.
Yeah, but then I worry that even if they don't have a plan for what they want to establish afterwards, that the power vacuum effect will happen, and like it's inevitably going to just become another corrupt system.
Maybe, but I also think, we're talking about like transcendentalists, self-sufficiency and communities. Like the reason like Soviet Russia didn't work, take over the resources in order to redistribute them. If there's no if there's no entity or resources to be taken, people are just going to have to like work together in a transcendentalist, self-sufficient farm lifestyle kind of way, you
Yeah.
know? And that's like crazy, probably not going to happen in our lifetime kind of a thing, but that's how I feel about it.
Well,
And
here's the
obviously, I want
thing.
to work from within the system, and I think that's possible, but there's so much polarization. It's like,
So here's the thing. Here's a theory: is that all the AI, what do you call it, servers? All the like databases they're building.
the models.
No, not the models, but the actual infrastructure. You know how that's like a huge thing is that we
Yeah,
need
yeah,
all the
yeah.
power, so we need to go back to nuclear so we can power it. And there's like these giant tech companies are building these like, I don't know how big they are. Apparently they're ginormous, like mile by mile, like buildings that just hold servers. And I don't know if
Yeah, and
that's
they're like
accurate. Like,
destroying the cities that they're built on.
yeah, it's not good. It's all bad. But like a theory about why they're doing it is because they're trying to set up the infrastructure for like a surveillance state that would like really like ratchet all the controls and like
Oh, yeah.
take control of the resources. Everything you're saying is like kind of like probably like the next couple moves away. Like that's kind of what they're prepping for. That was like the first. Okay, if I'm being really honest, the first time, because like I was supporting Trump for a while. The first time that I was like, wait a minute, what was when he announced like I think like it was like within his first few weeks he brought in like Sam Altman and all these like tech bros, and he was like, this is going to be Project Stargate. We're going to have this infrastructure so that we can like be the leader of AI, and just like all these like crazy seemingly nefarious people were like
Yeah, AI
describing.
governmental contracts and
Yeah.
using the databases. And I mean, what is it? The FBI has been partnered with Palantir for like years.
Yeah. Well, or Palantir started as like CIA or FBI like branch and then went public. Just like most of the tech companies.
Yeah.
Google,
Yeah, it's
Facebook.
bad. It's very bad.
So yeah, it's like what are they planning? This is probably what they are planning. Like at some point you just have to like follow the patterns and like excuse the Bible reference, but like you see the fruit and that's how you know the tree. Like you see what they're doing. So it's like you can kind of get a sense for what like their character is bad. Like we've seen like it's been proven to us over and over again. So it's like if you think ahead of like where is this going, like that's where it's going. And I don't know. Am I crazy? Like I know I'm a conspiracy theorist, but like
No, I think the autocratic or the technocratic oligarch surveillance state Armageddon type
Terminator type
belief
shit.
is like, it's like not really conspiratorial at all. Like it's actively happening and they're talking about creating these things and they are implementing them in certain places. And
So yeah,
it's
so that's
fucked.
happening.
I think I don't know how you push back on that. I don't know what you can do from within the system to counteract that. But I think, the general population is against shit like that, unless they're just so brain dead and on Instagram that they're brainwashed. But it's like very few people are thinking Palantir is a good company.
Well, and here's a psyop because there's always a psyop. They have to rationalize everything. The psyop is that we're in a war with China, and it's a technology war. It's the same reason why we had to race to build a nuke so that no one else could do it faster than us. The story that we all been told. So you can you could say all that and you're like, but we have to do it first because if we don't, China will do it and they'll take over the whole world. And
Yeah, I think okay, I think developing AI, even if it is, this like economic bubble and this unusable investment into something that isn't really going to be profitable, I think developing a general automated intelligence uh, would is like a technological win for whatever country can do it. But I also think, if one country can do it, it's not a weapon of mass destruction where they're going to be able to enforce on other countries that they can't do it. But maybe they would. Maybe it would be this like whole new war thing where everything we talk about now is that people are developing nukes. So I think I don't think that's the issue. I think there's like a subset of AI and like technology tech techno oligarchy that is going towards the surveillance state using AI. But I don't think that the investments in the technological race is being framed as much as the surveillance state. They're not the exact same thing. And I do see some benefit. I also see like if we do have this automated general intelligence that's going to be useful for the mundane tasks that so many like paper pushers are doing, we could have like this like everyone's kind of retired and gets to just work a little hard or like farm or whatever, and the economy and dumb business shit is run by these programs, and maybe that could result in a universal like income and shit like that. So I don't know.
I mean, yeah, I think that's a possibility, but I'm just worried. I'm concerned that that is going to be the way they sell it to us, but then it just becomes a surveillance, like, dystopian, like, place where
Yeah,
you
I think
can't
I
speak your
think the
mind. Like, they'll just like
I think
shut
the
you off.
LLMs and like the chatbots and the everyone thinking they need to be interacting with AI is bad. And I think everything on your phone is harvesting your data and creating a database, and like we've seen different things, different entities partner with the government to harvest our data and to use our private data in a public sense or vice versa. And those are all bad things. And I also think the the argument that we need to develop AI because it could be this like life-changing software is leading to like stock inflation and like
Yeah.
this bubble that might pop. And I think I don't know. I think this is all shit that can be stopped. And also, I don't
I think
know.
it's
What are they
all,
going to do with our data at some point?
well, they're going to use it to control us. They're gonna
How?
mark people. They're gonna mark like someone like me who like talks about crazy shit. They're gonna say, "Well, he's a risk to our democracy." And
Well,
I'm,
Trump already signed into law that like that certain associations of left-leaning people can like identify them as domestic terrorists.
yeah, exactly. Yeah, it's a slippery slope to say, okay, well, who's a terrorist? Who decides what terrorist is? How do you know if someone's telling the truth? Is it truth? That's the whole thing that I got heated about, like malinformation. It's like you can't tell people not to say the truth because you know, it could be harmful. It's like who's deciding why is it harmful? Who's it harmful to? Like I think those are things you just can't control those things because it leads to like, you know, dictatorship or whatever. It leads to this like outcome that we don't want. But I think AI might just all be bad. I think they're like talking about how it's like summoning aliens. Like that was a direct quote from one of the CEOs. And
What?
there's a direct quote where he's like, "Yeah, what we're doing now is we're actually like summoning aliens with this technology." And it's like he said it's like, okay, maybe he's joking, maybe it's metaphorical, maybe it's whatever, but it's like, wait, why did you even say that at all?
Yeah, what the fuck?
It just, I think it is. And then there's like the Antichrist, like maybe AI is the Antichrist. Like, I don't know, like maybe it is. Like maybe it is this alien life force. Cause this is what like philosophers and like people in technology are saying about it. Like this is a new once it's become sentient, it is a new life force that we created, but then it kind of has its own free will. So it is like an alien presence.
I don't
And like
think
what if
that
this is going to be like the downfall of
I
society?
think it's impossible for AI to ever have experience outside of what it is just saying. I don't believe in the like complexity argument of consciousness arisal. Um, but I do it like to me AI is like completely just a nothing sandwich, and it is like it is bad, and they're using it to do bad. But it also can be used so like rudimentarily in a way that just makes businesses operate without needing so much labor, and so people are losing their jobs. But there's another outcome where it is just like where work is just done and people don't have to do it. And I don't know,
Yeah.
I don't know. It's like kind of backwards and terrible, but I think I don't think it's the Antichrist or anything like that. I think these people are just trying. Like the surveillance state is the worst issue with it. I think.
Yeah. Well, we'll see, I guess. I don't know what's going to happen. But there's this weird thread. I don't even remember where I got this, but they're saying how data, like the bits, like the zeros and ones, like has some kind of a mass to it, and that they like theorize that all the computing power that we have is like creating like a cloud of like it's almost like antimatter or something like that, and that if you have so much of it, builds and builds, it like kind of messes with the mass of the Earth in a weird way, and like could, I don't know, become unstable, and like so there's someone who's saying that this could be the way, and this is gonna sound crazy, that Atlantis like fell or whatever. Like they were playing with technologies and it became unstable, and well, actually, that might be a separate thread. But anyways, the whole thing about the mass is like, if we create these data centers, what if it's like this weird etheric mass energy that like just disrupts our whole ecosystem somehow, and then that is like the apocalypse. All the prophecies are right. I don't know. That's a crazy tangent. That's just like a weird thing I thought of.
That is crazy. That's awesome.
But there is this
I
thing
like
about
that.
Atlantis. Atlantis was like kind of like us, where it was very corrupt, and people had all these like different technologies, and they were like pushing the bounds of it, and eventually became unstable, and the whole Earth like changed somehow. And there's like some people say that that was like a spiritual reckoning, that whoever controls the Earth on a spiritual level, or like the advanced beings that oversee our planet, decided that that was not good, and they just like changed the Earth so that Atlantis sunk into the ocean. So I don't know. Maybe there's like intelligent action behind it. Maybe it's just a natural thing that happened because we were playing around with technology that was too powerful. Like we didn't really know what the nuke would do until we blew it off. Like it could have just like created a black hole and swallowed our entire existence. Stuff like that. I don't know.
Yeah. Um, Kurt Vonnegut wrote Galapagos, which is about like an apocalypse like this, and it was basically only the ideology of like currency that allowed everything to fall. I think I talked about this a
Interesting.
little bit, but it's like basically their people's opinions on things and their beliefs in like the value of money could change even if nothing physically was different. They're thinking that the stock market had collapsed and that they would not be able to have food or whatever. Like it made everything change, and then only one island was able to sustain, and then they kind of like regressed evolutionarily in a way that made humans not really human. And it was like at the end of the day it was like a humanist perspective, like why the fuck are we allowing shit to go crazy. um and I don't know, I think Kurt Vonnegut's perspective on a lot of stuff is comforting, in that he's like, shit is crazy, as long as I believe differently, what else can I do? And it's
Yeah.
like having the belief and the desire for things to not go to shit
Yeah.
will probably create more engagement in actions that will stop that from happening.
Yeah.
And so that makes me a little less scared. And also, like, it's shit is crazy, and so
Yeah.
much stuff is fucked. If we just think like Atlantis, maybe that's for the best.
Maybe. I don't know. I think it's also valuable just to be imaginative of like, I don't know, what is going on, what could be what could we do otherwise, to have like some creativity about it, not just accept like the routes. I feel like that's the thing about like the psyops is like they want you to like go down these routes and like this means this because this happened and this has happened, so now we're doing this. It's just like, no, don't tell me how to think. I think if more people just kind of break those molds, we can
Yeah,
start to imagine a better reality. I think a lot
yeah,
of people just don't critically think about much at all.
yeah. There's also, I think, like, the whole psyops thing is also like what can be done to make people go against other people instead of questioning ideologies and institutions. uh, and that's bad. And we gotta
Yeah,
focus on community and shit, and
a
be
hundred
like,
percent.
shit's crazy.
I mean, I think
This is
that's our
how I
weak.
feel
That's
about
our
it.
strength and our weakness is community. So this like personal things that I've been talking about like community in my life. It's like that can like make or break you as a person because if you like have zero community, you're probably gonna be like very depressed.
Oh yeah,
And so it's like that's kind of the human condition of like if we don't come together, like one, we're gonna be isolated and depressed, but two, like we're not gonna survive if there's any kind of like turmoil like that. We'll just go against each other, kill everyone.
yeah,
So that's like kind of our lifeboat. I feel like
yeah.
is
I don't know.
strong
It's
community.
interesting that we can think about stuff and rationalize, and how that's our biggest weakness and our biggest win as well.
What's that? It's interesting that we can
That we
consider
can
that.
like rationalize and think about things in a way that no other animal can, and how that's our like biggest strength and biggest weakness.
Yeah.
Like in Galapagos, uh, Kurt Vonnegut, he's like the whole time he keeps going back to like people's brains were so big they had them worrying about this and that at all times, and they were so big that their opinions on things could influence reality. And it was like hell yeah, man, that's true, and it's crazy. I've been thinking a lot
Yeah.
about consciousness and rationalization because my roommate has a cat, and she's a bitch, and she will like be so sweet, and you'll be petting her and you'll be having a great time, and then she'll just attack you.
Hmm.
And it's like, it's interesting because it seems so instinctual, and it's like she cannot learn that when I'm sitting being chill with her, that my hand is a part of me and not to attack it, because if she attacks it, I'll pick her up and put her in air jail.
So like you try to teach her that, but she doesn't respond ever. It's like it doesn't get through to her.
No, because it's not. I don't think it's something that can be conditioned as easily as like the bell means food. Like, it's so random and intermittent that she will attack my hand or whatever.
You know what it makes me think of? I feel like it might be a trauma response. And that's why it's
Yeah,
so sticky and like it's probably something it happened when she was a kitten or whatever happened. Now she like views the world as that like, oh, I can get love, but then maybe she like doesn't feel safe. I don't know, I'm probably like projecting about like abandonment issues or something, but like if you get love and then there's something not safe about it, so like you have to like attack it. I don't know what happened to her, but that's what it makes me think of.
yeah. It's interesting, and it's a weird puzzle that I consider every time I'm around the cat.
Yeah, I mean, people are so prone to trauma response. I feel like it takes over our life in so many different ways. um like I'm thinking of a specific thing right now. I don't know if I want to say it here. I'll just say it. There's if like you're bad at your job and then you're like defensive about it and you like blame other people and it's like you don't, it's like that's kind of a trauma like survival response rather than like locking in and like seeking help and like improving your skills, which is 100% doable. but like you just like can't do it. Like your operating system like doesn't know that route. It doesn't know that program, you know? So
Yeah,
you like you flip out on everyone else around you, and that's just your way of like surviving, kind of like the cat. But like that's I think everyone has some version of that, and we all have blind spots to it. So it's hard to even like tell like when it's happening. Um, yeah, that's just been on my mind lately.
yeah.
I
I
was actually I have one more thing to finish that thought. There's this I was watching on like one of my feeds. This person was like an actually like a relationship counselor making content, so it felt like wholesome content. And she was saying like how to know when you're being like triggered or if you're like actually having an issue with someone else. Like how do you know if it's you coming up, like your trauma response coming up, or how do you know that it's like an unmet need, right? Like something that's like actually
Yeah,
valid for you to think that. She said it all has to do with like the way you feel when it comes up. Like you usually you feel like overwhelmed and like your nervous system is on fire when this happens because that's a trauma response. It's not you, you know, reacting to someone who's maybe not treating you how they should be, which is probably how your brain like your brain thinks like, oh, this person's fucked up, they're doing me wrong, but really you're just having a trauma response and your nervous system is on fire, so you can't like you don't have the capacity to like, you know, calm yourself down to like rationally think about what's going on. You're just like spinning in your own
yeah,
trauma. So I think that's what's going on.
yeah. That's I haven't heard like people talk about this so much in terms of trauma, but like one of my favorite podcasters, Rick Glassman, has OCD, and he is like, I think he's also autistic or something. Like, he's very direct in his expressiveness, and I don't think he always was that way. And it's like, the, he and a bunch of other things that I've interacted with have made me realize like we don't want to. It's hard for us to like take an objective perspective from our own perceptions and our own interactions, and like people who
Yeah.
meditate are trying to like detach their emotions from their uh, awareness,
Yeah.
and it's like it's so weird and interesting. But our brains don't want to lie to us, so they like create things that might not actually be there. And that goes to like split brain patients who see a message in their left eye, but the right brain can't communicate, so they do the action without knowing why they're doing it, or without being able to speak out why they're doing it, and they rationalize it in some other kind of way. You know what I mean?
Wait. So there's like a threat coming from their left that their left eye only sees. Like, what's a specific example? And then they like block it,
Okay,
even though they didn't even see it.
so split brain patients are people who have like who have are prone to seizures. They have epilepsy, and they're so bad that a surgical procedure is performed on them that splits their brain almost entirely, so that the two sides can't interact in the normal way that they would. And then I'm gonna go hypothetical here because I can't remember the specifics, but like basically the right brain is the one that deals with like speaking,
Yeah.
and so and then the left brain would communicate would deal with like maybe creativity, like drawing. And so
I think it's
they're
opposite,
shown
but yeah.
different. Okay, sure. They're shown different things in on different sides of their eyes, and it'd be like one side would be a word, and then one side would be, like a photo of a rabbit or something.
Yeah.
And then they would this I can't come up with a specific example here because I don't know exactly how it worked, but they basically like perceive something that they couldn't then reiterate to the examiner. So they'd like draw a
Oh.
bunny. They'd like draw a bunny from their from their consciousness that isn't capable of speaking. And then the
Right.
examiner would be like, "Why did you draw that?" And they would have a rationalization that was completely unrelated.
Okay, so like if they see a bunny with one part of their brain and they try to talk about it, they're like, well, it was soft and like happy and free, but they're like not able to say like it was a rabbit.
Not exactly, no. But basically, yeah. Like, if one side of their brain was shown a message that said, "Go get a water from the fridge," but that side of their brain wasn't the side that could communicate uh, with words, like that could speak,
Yeah.
they would get up and go to the fridge and get the water. And when asked why, they'd say, "Oh, I'm thirsty,"
Okay.
or "Oh, it's hot in here," or "I don't even know. I actually have no idea." Like that kind of crazy shit.
That's weird. That makes me think of like mind control.
I mean,
If you could
I
like
guess so. Yeah, it
override,
could be.
it's like injecting a thought without you even knowing why it got there.
Yeah, and that speaks to like our subconsciousness and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's freaky, and I guess we're going overtime here.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean I think that's a good place to end.
Yeah, man.
Cool. Well, enjoy
Well,
your
I
trip.
guess thank you, dude. I guess we'll call in 4 weeks,
Shoot, 4 weeks. All
or,
right.
or maybe three. I think.
We could do like an internet call or like from Amsterdam. That might be cool.
Oh yeah, that's true. All right. Well, I'll see you. I hope you have a great rest of your day.
All right, you too. See you
And
later.
bye bye to our dear fans and followers.
Numbers have been going up, by the way. I don't know if you noticed.
I have not. That's dope.
We're like crossing 10 on some videos, or at least one, and the other
Fuck
ones have like
yes.
a few, which is, it's an increase. So, all
Well,
right.
that's great.
Bye, everyone. Like and subscribe.
Peace.
Bye.
Bye.